Have you ever dreamt having sex in dreams? I think most of us have had once in a while, once in a lifetime. Let's talk about that. And then in Africa, there's quite different notions to having sex in dreams. There's different interpretations. Others tend to be more inclined to the Bible, others tend to be more inclined to traditionalism. Though I actually aspire to answer it biblically. Remember that this is Bible-based dream interpretation, what God is actually saying to us through dreams. Sex in dreams. It's important to understand that sex is the highest form of fellowship that has to do with two people, between two people. Like for my wife and I, the Bible calls it intimacy. Every time when you study the Bible talking about sex, the first example is when Adam actually had an intercourse with his wife. Because they were married, the Bible says Adam knew his wife. That is consistent in the Bible. When a man has sexual relations with his wife, it says the man knew his wife, because it's the highest form of intimacy. And a man has, in fact, we've been thinking that man doesn't bond through sex, but in marriage it actually shows, because the Bible says that Adam knew his wife. I get to know my wife better after this beautiful experience. So sex is it's powerful. Now, for people that are actually doing sex outside of marriage, the Bible just call it that he lay, so and so lay with so and so. So, but the highest intimacy is within the boundaries of marriage. So, sex is used to consummate in a relationship, to consummate a marriage, to consummate a relationship, to consummate that covenant. So, it's a covenant because it involves two people in it. So, in dreams, whenever you dream of sex, it can actually reveal that there is a covenant that is involved. And please stick around. Toward the end of the video, I will aspire to what is this? I will aspire to interpret a specific dream that is involved to sex, so that you get a gist of what I'm talking about. So in dreams, when we talk about sex, there's a spiritual sex, both ways. It can be either a God revealing a specific revelation, or the devil trying to make a covenant with a specific individual. It can be demonic. Let's say God reveals, but let's say this dream, a specific dream, tends toward God instead of the devil. So this is how God would use it. I will quote from my book, Hearing God's Voice in Dreams, the ebook. These are notes from my ebook, so you can just get it. I will put it on the link description. You can get it there. This is what I wrote. This is one of the aspects of dreams you need to be careful of. It can be tricky. And then I quote 1 Corinthians 10 verse 8, the King James Version. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed and fell in one day, 320,000. Paul there was actually expressing the fall that happened in the book of Numbers. Then in the book I also continue to say, the meaning of the word fornication in the preceding verse goes a long way, and just sexual sins or sex before marriage is in dreams also. In the context of the preceding verse, it expresses the sin of the worship of Ashtoreth and Molech, which the children of Israel committed against God, and as well as sexual sins committed with the daughters of Moab that same day. See Numbers chapter 25, verse 1 to 6 and verse 9. In dreams also, when you dream sleeping with someone, it can mean idolizing something that seeks to take the place of God in your life. Now, God can use the idea of sex to express that. For example, it can be your girlfriend, I write that, boyfriend, money, success, fame, etc. Let's say, for example, a Christian. I'm not against godly dating. Godly dating, I'm for it. Let's say someone is a girlfriend, is a Christian, and then the girlfriend begins to assume a more important prominence in that person's life. So God can tend to reveal to that boyfriend, where he reveals, let's say these guys have been godly, they haven't been having sex at all, but actually they have been sticking to the word to say we'll have sex after marriage. So God can come to that couple and then reveal to this gent, where the guy can dream having sex with the lady, the girlfriend, and then wonder, my God, what is this meaning? And then God might be revealing there to say, actually, you are beginning to prioritize and idolize this lady more than me in your life. So be careful of that. It might be a warning dream. God can use it like that. Sometimes He might use it to reveal that you're beginning to idolize money, to idolize success or fame. That's what sex can also mean. And it also appears like that in the book of Revelation, where God reveals how that people began to idolize and follow idols. So he uses the word fornication to also mean both ways in that instance. Now let's talk about how to determine whether it's demonic dream or it was a dream from God, a warning dream from God. Now, if it's a demonic dream, it's when a person wakes up and then they realize. Let's speak, there are levels to this because there's actually what is called wet dreams from high school. So it's when this adolescent person actually comes up into a specific age. So they can have such dreams, but it's not supposed to be consistent, because when it's consistent, it's when now it becomes to, it reveals that there's actually an oppressing, a spirit of oppression that is behind it, or a spirit of obsession. The, the demons actually have three levels of activity: oppression, obsession, as well as possession. So let's speak of that to say a person who actually continually has dreams where they wake up with wet dreams, and each time they realize that this thing was not just a dream, but it seemed as though it was so real and physical. So that's when you can tell it was a demonic dream, and it's a deep problem that needs serious help. You can go to see your pastor or stuff. You can also, there's some guidance I bring in my book, Hearing God's Voice in Dreams. You can also get it from there. So it's when now you realize that God actually is, I mean, the devil, you realize that he's actually trying to oppress you using sex. There's reasons why the enemy would do this, which I will touch just now. So in such an instance, you have the power of the name of Jesus in advocacy to break that power and to be free of that. And at the same time, again, it's important that you begin to deal with your mind, because your mind might have to do with it. You might be surrounded by things that bring in lust in your life. Let's say you spend a lot of time watching series that have to do with things of the soul. It might be dangerous. Or you're listening to this music that is seductive, and then you might have to actually stop from that music, and then you put in a lot of worship into your mind. And then from then on, you begin to break the power of that spirit from your life, and then you might be set free from it. In fact, you will be set free from it. But also, it has to do with what? The training of the mind, and then you look to where your thoughts are yielded to, because your thoughts determine sometimes how the devil begins to get to access. They are a door into the world, into the realm of the spirit. Your mind is a door to the realm of the spirit, and your mouth as well, the language that surrounds you and your friends. So you might need to deal with it before you even deal with the spirit. Check that. At times you find that none of those are applicable. You have just been solely to the Lord, and then there's been fastings in your life, but this thing persists. In that, now you might have to look at things in your home that have to do with that which which open a door to the enemy. For example, some you might find, if you're saying you're born again Christian, you have these what is this amalapulana, these clothes from sangomas. They might be opening doors to spirits of torment. Not only that, but also voodoo spirits, and you might be looking for horoscopes, and then also looking for astrology, these things where you're looking at star signs. So those things might be opening a door, and you might have to be careful of that as well. When you realize, I have done all that is supposed to be done, but this thing persists, look at those things again in order for you to get free deliverance from it. You can get free deliverance by doing it on your own, even if the pastor is not there. But if you feel it is beyond you, you can go and see a pastor, and you have to look at a church that is Bible based, Christian Bible based. Let's go on and speak about this. There's an experience that I have before I can begin to share the dream that a dreamer sent me concerning sex and dreams. There's an experience that I had whilst I was in the kingdom of darkness. During the time whilst I was going, I had put on insimbi, the beads for sangomas, red and white, for ubundawo. When I was going through the process of ubundawo, I think maybe about the ages of 14 or 15 by this time. So I had been initiated though. And then my spiritist mother, there was a couple that was brought by my older brother from my father's side. So my brother brought this couple because she was helped by my spiritist mother. This woman was good in seeing things. So I know a lot of people think sangomas lie. It's not really that they lie. The things many can show you are truth, but the only difference is the spirit of God or not. That's where it's a matter of the source of the spirit behind the message, not really the message, the accuracy. No, it's not that. So the woman took this couple. This couple was a beautiful couple. They were in their 40s, a beautiful couple. So when they came, they had an experience where they were fighting a lot, to a point which it seemed like they could not be resolute. So they wanted to go part ways, and then they realized, no, there must be ischito. So it's an ill charm that which is cast upon a specific couple or individual, not to be able to access specific luck in their lives, maybe lose job and stuff, or maybe lose a relationship. So this couple was into that situation, and then she went on and ayohlola to consult. The sangoma would do that. Amandao, the different types of sangomas. I was for Amandao, so they do what they call ugufemba. It's where now she would actually be unconscious, and then the spirit takes over, uses her vocabs and her body. Sometimes you find a woman speaking in a voice of a man. Never mind, that is my son speaking on the background. So in this instance, now it happened that this couple, when this spirit came through my spirit's mother, the spirit explained to say, you're actually dealing with a togoloshi. A togoloshi is, for those who are international, don't understand this language, it is a small people, very short gentleman, extremely short. And this can be gentleman or a female. These spirits, they are like goblets, or you can call it an elf for people who are outside of Africa, but they are very short but very vicious, and they have supernatural powers. It's not a thing that's cute. It ain't cute at all. It's something as an evil. So this Togoloshi was between this couple. It was the one that was causing the fight, and it was actually enforcing this breakup between them. So this spirit, the spirits began to speak through my spirit's mother to explain this. You'll understand where I'm going. To explain it, when the spirit gets to the woman, it becomes a man, and when it gets to the man, the boyfriend, it tends to be a woman. It was one spirit they were dealing with. So we took them into an open space. It was a turf, and in this turf we had to look for the mound where you find ants, the mound that is built by ants. I don't know the proper name for it. And then we opened the top of it, and then they had to stand and be cleansed on top of it, nyentelis, the man and the woman, in one mound. It's not two, because they were dealing with one spirit. And then from then on, this spirit would be locked into that mound. It would be closed and all of that, so that it never finds a way to go back to them. And when they leave out of that turf, they were commanded, never look back until you reach their houses. So it was that process. I was part of that, and I began to experience that firsthand with this couple. 4 years down the line, my brother did tell me, though, that they managed to break up. It was a sad story, and the guy was in a wheelchair, couldn't walk, disabled. So which means the spirit came back full force. But why am I saying that? The true permanent result and deliverance can only come from Jesus Christ. You have to know that. Since I've been saved, I've never been sick. Many people told me to say, hey, you cannot leave this dominion. When you leave it, you'll die. But I've been still saved even to this day, married and happily married, and have beautiful kids. And God has been taking me from one level to another. So permanent success can only come from God. That's for you to think, though, and to decide. Now, the point with this is this. There are spirits that are involved into bringing sex into people's lives. Like Botogoloshi, I was just giving an example. It's something that is really there, and it's happening. With so much witchcraft looming in Africa, if it's not these spirits, there's demons as well. Demons are different from these spirits, but that's not a topic for this study at the moment. But they actually fall under the evil umbrella, all of them. And then there's also spirits like Ugutwala, where snakes begin to sleep with every person in the family. You find with every person in the family has these dreams and oppression, only to find that someone went to make a deal with the devil, and then the deal with the devil brought something that actually sleeps with everyone around the house. Such things do happen. That's why you need to break the power of this thing if you have it in your life, because it's serious. If it's not actually a dream from God, where God was showing you something, if it was a dream from God, you'll just know. The intuition will tell you nothing is wrong with this. You will want to wake up and then have condemnation, and you will have peace and realize which it was just something that was being revealed. You will also sense it now, which God was actually revealing something, but I'm wondering as to what it means. But when you have these dreams, there's a lady who contacted me on Facebook. She said she's been having continual dreams of sex, to a point whereby she felt literally oppressed. When she would wake up, she felt so burdened, she couldn't do anything. It brought on laziness. So this thing, it doesn't only do that physically, but also spiritually. It brings a burden, where this lady, let's say for example, she's facing an interview on a Friday, and then on a Thursday night she would have a dream sleeping with someone, and then wonder, in that interview I brought on my best, I was in my best, but then why did I lose it? Why did I lose the job? Only to find that it's the spirit that is oppressing her through dreams. Please don't mind the voices behind. That is my cute son. So this happens now in many cases, where many people face the same thing, whereby you realize there's a spirit following. So this spirit, why is it that the demons use this? It's because they know that sex, it is the highest way of covenant with people. So the devil cannot do anything in your life except he finds an invitation. The book of Amos says that three cannot work together except they be agreed. So the enemy understands that in order for him to begin to access your life and oppress you and attack you in many areas of your life, he has got to have a covenant with you. Demons use that. That's why they have sex, so that when you have sex with them in that dream, they can be able to steal things through your life, steal certain blessings that are coming your way. So do not feel condemned. I'm just showing you this so that you can begin to deal with it. Because if you feel condemned, condemnation is a crippler of faith. You cannot be efficient in your faith. But take this as an edification from the Lord through your servant at the moment. So now, to say more, just stay on your word and then believe God for more. So remember, not every time when you dream sex, it's actually demonic. Sometimes God might be showing you to say, hey, you're beginning to idolize me. I'm not the only focus. I am not the preeminent. I don't have the preeminence in your life. I'm no longer a priority. You need to fix that. So not every time is demonic. That's why I gave you these signs to show you how it's demonic and the other signs to show you how it's not demonic, so that we have a balance in everything. Then I'll be interpreting this dream and then be closing the show. Do remember, you can get my book on the link description. More again, like and subscribe so that every video we upload you get to have a notification, so that you can see, because we intend to disciple you and at the same time to help you in your spiritual growth. Now, a person sent me this dream to say, my friend just woke up from a dream where she was with her ex-husband and he was having sex with her inside a car alongside a busy road. She says she doesn't usually have such strange dreams, and as the dream continued, she saw him giving her poorly received money. Then she saw a dog which looked sick. It was in place that looked like I live there. The dreamer lives there. The dog was very weak, and there was also money in the crib where it lay. So the dreamer says she woke up from it. She gave to the friend who sent to me for an interpretation, where she was having sex with her ex-husband. Ex-husband in dreams represents a situation where the lady had come out of, but she doesn't actually want to leave it. She, like God is saying, you're actually going back to your old amusements, to your old habits, like you're going back to Egypt actually. So God is showing you that the ex-husband in a car, so she's busy amusing herself with things from her past, and then God is saying, so this is costing you the delay, and it's actually causing you the pause in your life where things are not moving, where she dreamt the car actually the car parked alongside a busy road. The busy road, it shows a way to a destiny. Now you have to understand why God uses a busy road. A busy road, it takes, in order for you to move in it, you need two things. You need timing and caution. So it means that you don't just barge into the traffic. You have to be diligent, because your timing of how you actually get in through traffic, it's important. So God is saying this is a matter of timing concerning your destiny. If you are not diligent to your timing, you might lose that which is set for you in your destiny, and you, in fact, not even lose, but you might not arrive in your destiny, still remain where you are, in one place. So God is revealing that to the dreamer to say this is what's actually causing you to not be moving, and then you don't see any progress in your life. And then she says she doesn't usually have such strange dreams, which is not really a demonic dream, because if it was a demonic dream, she would have climaxed and then realized that the sex was actually physical. It didn't just end in dreams. And as the dream continued, she saw him giving her poorly received money. Then she saw a dog which looked like it was sick in a place that looked like I live there. The dreamer lives there. So the dog here represents uncleanness. The dog was very weak, and there was also money in the crib where it lay. So God is actually warning her. It's a warning dream to say, hey, again, just when you're looking at this, there's a coming opportunity. The devil knows what you need at the moment. So there's a coming opportunity. The money represents a favor, but favor that does not come from God. Something that seems like a counterfeit favor. God is saying, hey, something is coming. And then this thing, when it's coming, it's something that you will actually need. And then you will think that it's the thing that you actually need in your life right now, but it actually is something that is coming to try to destroy your life. Be careful. It might be a person who comes in, this person with things that the dreamer believes, hey, this person has the resources that I need to bring me to success. Maybe this person is God connected, but God is saying, hey, be careful when that opportunity comes, because that will be not me, but it will be something that is set to destroy you. I hope that you heard everything and that you were blessed, and I hope that my son was not loud enough to actually actually disturb the voice, my voice, and how you hear me, the sound. Be blessed, and do not forget to like and subscribe.